So what I've done is I've just put the tent up because it was one of the first times I'd ever actually done this as well. One of the things that you'll need to do, this is one that you'll need to practice some, because well, Dave Canterbury makes it look easy. It's not that easy. Because getting these corners squared up is what kind of makes it difficult. But this is how we all learn. You've got to get out there and practice some. So like I say, basically, you've just got this where that bowline was tied around. I leave a loop tied in the end of this string, and I just wrapped it around the tree there. Use the trucker's hitch to tie this off here to around this tree, and then each one of the corners is staked off. Now this is kind of temporary. I just really have this set up so that you're able to just see this in the video. But what happens is this overlaps, and this is where I kind of say you need to practice some so that you can get the edge right. Wear it down in the middle, the edges to overlap some in the middle. And these tarps are brand new too. So one of the things I'm running into is they're stiff. And it's kind of cold out here today, so even though the sun's out, it's like just at 60 degrees. So I'm gonna use these tarps some more. But the nice thing is like I say, these tarps were $7 a piece. So that's $14 that I have in the tarps. You can use whatever kind of mat you want to put down as far as your bedroll to keep yourself off the ground a little bit, to keep insulated from the ground. Now the one thing that you do, let me put this back on this tripod, and I'm gonna where you tie this the ridge line. If you have it, the higher you have it, the more air is going to go in. The lower you have it, the more heat you're going to trap in the shelter. What I want to do is I'll be right back. I'm going to reset the camera here, and I want to show you from a different angle. So you can see, you can pretty much just lay out on this. You're going to have this silver side reflecting your heat back down onto you. This is just the roll I use in the summertime sometime, but as I said, the higher you have this, the more breeze you're going to let through. The lower you have it, the more heat you're going to trap in here. Now the thing you're going to want to do then is you'd want to make a long fire, like Dave says. You'll make a long fire across here so that you're putting in heat evenly. You could even take just cut up some wood if you have the time and you have the equipment to go with it, is to make a break behind your fire so that you're reflecting even more of the heat inside here, depending upon how cold it is. But for the most part, you have a ton of room in here. I mean, I'm just at the front of where the ridgeline is. These tarps are 8 feet long. You want to make these tarps, or make the shelter so that the tarps go the long way, because they are rectangles, and it goes 8 feet back, so someone else could get in here, a child, if you had somebody. You could shove your gear back there if you needed to. You could slide yourself back some to make an overhang, so that if it's raining, you could lower your ridgeline if you needed to keep the heat in here. But pretty neat. It took me, I would say, with some practice, you could get this built in 5 minutes. Getting the angles is what's kind of strange, is making sure that you can keep this thing tight. I had to reset the tent stakes quite a few times at first to be able to figure out how he made this, but this shows if you've got a Saturday, Sunday afternoon, you need to get out and practice, really, because this is not as easy as it seems. And if you are relying on this as your shelter, you're going to want to have built it several times and not make it your first time. Yes, I can show you what it looks like inside there. And it does, you do have a seam there, so if it's not a driving rain, you would stay dry. The top one has got enough slant on it to make the rein go that way and go that way. You'd have to really have a driving rein to get these to separate. And this is where you're going to use your prusik knots here and here. And with practice, you know, I may have this ridge line too high. That could be part of the problem, and that's just where you've got to practice some. You know, I would definitely never claim to be an expert in this, but just a quick shelter. You know, like I have the paracord is just some that I had. I probably spent $10 on it. I've got $14, $15 in the tarps. So for less than, and then the whatever bedroll you choose. I mean, that's literally like a $7 or $8 bedroll from Walmart. So around $30, I have this whole shelter. You know, and I can leave this in my car, just put it in a duffel bag or a backpack or something, and I'd be able to make something really quick, really easy.